Hey, I'm Steven Kulczycki, creator of Galicia Archives. In this video, I'll show you guys how to find Polish, Ukrainian, and Jewish documents such as metrical books, which contain birth, marriage, and death records, as well as village and parish registries, civil status registries, marriage bans, and much more. Our area of interest will be the historical region of Galicia, which is roughly in present-day eastern Poland and western Ukraine, and our source for this research will be the website of the Central Archives of Historical Records in Warsaw, or in Polish, Archiwum Główne Akt Dawne w Warszawie, or AGAD for short. Now, if this video does prove helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel, selecting the notifications bell, liking the video, and share it with anyone doing research in this area. And please leave a comment below if you have any questions, or just to let me know who you're researching, which village you're researching, and so on. I'd really like to know. So alright, let's get started. Okay, so there are two ways we could get to the website. First one is go to your web browser in the address bar and type agad.gov.pl. Enter. Now we're on the main website. What we want to do, go to udostępnianie, down to Scan Online, and click on Scan Online. Then you got the second one here, Reddit Ad Fontes. Click on that, and here we are. There's a better way or a quicker way that I use, kind of a shortcut if you want. What I do is I go on Google and I just type TESTY space AGAD, enter, and usually it's the first link on top. And here we are. Now the translator on top should pop up automatically. If it doesn't, you see these three dots here on the top right hand side? Click on that. Go down to settings. On the left hand side, languages. And here's the option to turn on your translator. Now the translator might seem like a good idea to have at first, but in a few minutes I'll show you why it's actually not a good idea and it could even work against you. I'm going to turn on my translator in English for the sake of this video, to make it easier to explain. Here we see a group of links. Each link corresponds to a whole bunch of microfilms. The description of what's in the microfilms obviously is in the title of each link. So here we see record books, those are metrical books or vital records. And then we have the religion, the area covered, and the year range covered. A little lower we have files. Those are documents such as parish registers or village registers or civil status registries or marriage bans or marriage questionnaires. To show you guys how this works, let's go to number 301. Now the first thing we see here on the top left hand side is a table of contents. There are only two things here that are really of importance to us. The first one is password. The second one is inventory. Inventory sometimes in other links will be marked as contents if your translator is turned on. So let's go to password. What it does is it's a shortcut that brings you directly to the list of villages. In each village, you'll see afterwards, for example, Babianka here, it's written after village. But in other places, it'll be written parish, meaning it's the parish village. After each village, you'll see a group of numbers. Those correspond to the microfilm numbers in which the village is found. Now, if you want to look for a certain village in particular, you could either scroll down through the list, or a quicker way of looking for your village, those three dots again, you go to find, and here is where you type the village you're looking for. Earlier I was looking for the village Kowalówka. Let's go with that. Enter. Now what we see is, we'll see everywhere on the whole page where the word Kovaluvka is found, it'll be highlighted. Here in the scroll bar on the right hand side, you'll see as well where they're highlighted. And if you see here, like for example, number 2 on 19, that means that this orange highlight here is where you are in this list of 2 on 19. And with these arrows, if you keep going down, well now it just highlighted orange the third Kovaluvka on this page. And you keep going down to the 4th, and then to the 5th, and then eventually it gets you down to where all the microfilms are, and then you'll be able to see as a shortcut all the microfilms that have Kovaluvka written in them. Now let's get out of here. The second shortcut is inventory. That brings you basically directly to the microfilms. Now how does this work? For each microfilm, we'll see on top a number, obviously that's the microfilm number. Then we'll see in the title the parish. Then we'll see what type of documents are in the scans. In this case it's births, weddings, and deaths. And then we'll see the villages within the parish. Usually obviously the parish village itself is in the microfilms too, in the scans. Let's take a look at what some of these look like. For example, let's go to this number 2 here. Here we go. This is what a birth record looks like. In another film, I'll go more into detail on vital records. For now, I'm just showing you really quickly what it looks like. And at the point of this video, I really want you guys to know how to use this site because it's really priceless. Here's a marriage record. And the part I like the least, the death record. So if you found a document and you want to save it to your computer, put your cursor on top of the document and click the key or the button on the right side of your mouse. Go to Save Image As. Click with the right side button of your mouse. Up here you put the destination where you want the document to be saved. Me, I like to have it on my desktop, so I find it quick. And here, well, this is the name that it's given automatically. Me, I like to put the name of the person, the type of document, and the year. So that way I could order it in my files quickly and easily. So I'll highlight this. And let's say here, Stanislaus Nischuk. Well, I would put him Stanislav, because Stanislaus is Latin, in Polish it's Stanislav Nischuk, Niszczuk, space death, because it's a death record, and the year 1872. Save that. Then when I minimize my screen, here's the record, and I click on it once and it tells me exactly what this record is. Stanislaus or Stanisław Niszczuk, death 1872. And if you want, you could even add in the title the place. So for example, again, save image as Stanislaus Niszczuk, death, and I could put Zalesie. So here, Zalesie, 1872. Or Zalesie, you could put it after the year, whatever you guys decide. Now, if you're in the middle of your research and you've went through many records, to get out of this microfilm, you might have to go back many times. There's a quicker way. If you go in the address bar, and like we did at the beginning, type TESTY space AGAD, enter, gets us out of there to our link, click on that, boom, we're back at the beginning. Let's go for example to 298. Now, if I go to my inventory, let's see what's in here. And here we go. Let's go a little bit lower, see if I could find a marriage record. All right, let's get out of here. Let's go to 299, Evangelico Augsburg. Let's go to our inventory, to our microfilms. Now you see the last two examples we went through, the death, birth, and marriage were in each microfilm. Now in this case, well, microfilm number 1 has only births, and number 2 and 3 as well. Then number 4 has only weddings. Let's take a look at what one of these guys look like. Now you're gonna notice that in a previous example, we just had to scroll down, and it was all white. Well, at different times when they put different microfilms, well, I guess there must have been different ways that they were putting it in, because often we're gonna find something like this where you have, for example, here page 1 of 11, and then with the arrows you gotta go through. You just gotta be patient. It's patience. I'm gonna go use my shortcut, TESTY space AGAD. Remember that? Okay, let's look at number 300. Okay, inventory. Record book of births. Białe Kamień. Oh, by the way, these are Jewish records. Forgot to make a note of it before. Okay, now let's go to number 302. Orthodox. Okay, now let me go over real quick why I said the translator could work against you. You see here, parish insect, parish decoration. If I turn off my translator, it's actually Owadno, Ozdenish. And what's gonna happen is, if you're looking, for example, for Owadno, and you put it in your find, well then this, with your translator on, you'll find insect. So you won't see Owadno. O-V-A-D-N-O or O-W-A-D-N-O. 1, 2, 3. First, second, third. And now we don't have our Owadno from down here. If I take off the translator, then you'll find Owadno. If I do my find one more time, enter, it found it. So this is why, before doing a find, turn off your translator, because you could be looking for this village, and because of your translator, you'll miss it. Alrighty, let's get out of here. Let's go to number 303. Files of Roman Catholic parish. Inventory. Now look at number 1. Here what we have, wedding bands. Oh, and there you go, a wedding band. Here we see the name of the people getting married, parents' names, dates of births, marital status if they're divorced or a widow. No, not divorced, probably at that time. I don't think they got divorced, but if they're a widow or whatnot. And the rite, if they're Roman Catholic or or Greek Catholic. All right, where else could I go? Let's say 424. Inventory. Let's go to number 11. Here for Buchach, marital status. And here we see, I believe this is Jewish as well. We see a document, bilingual, both Polish and German, I believe. And not only is it marital status, but you're gonna have a whole lot of different information. The place of birth, the name and family name of the fiancé and his parents in this case here. What else? The place of living, where he's living. The name and family name of the girl fiancé. So this is probably like a premarital document. Get out of here. Now let's go maybe to 433. And what do we have? A list of parishioners confessing and receiving Holy Communion. Here we go. Let's go to 435. If I go, for example, to number 3, pre-wedding questions for people getting married. And these are basically questions that people had to answer when they were getting married. Okay, let's get out of here. One more thing I wanted to show you, and actually I was there and I believe I skipped it. If I go down to my 303, inventory, number 6, a parishioner's registry. So basically if we go there, open this up, we have a registry of all the people, the whole family that's within the parish. Now what's really interesting about a document like this is this is just priceless, because if your great grandmother, for example, is Anna over here and you stumble upon this document, well, you didn't just find your great grandmother, but you just found her parents and all her siblings with dates of births and dates of deaths, unfortunately, until the moment that this document was written, and the address. So this is just a fantastic document. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys an example how I would go about doing research, how I would go about finding somebody. So I got a passenger list here, and what I'm gonna do is this first lady here, Aniela Wróblewska, I'm gonna look for her. Here it says she's 30 years old. This document is from 1927, so that means she was born in 1897. And here I see by whom was passage paid husband. So I'm assuming, obviously she's married, so I'm assuming Wróblewska is not her maiden name. But here, when I see brother, Mr. Pichulski Józef from Buchach, well, now I know her family name. And Buchach, well, I know that's in the Lviv Archdiocese. I've already researched there before, that's why I know. So I have a good start. I know what to start with. And place of birth, Pelava. So let's go with what we have. So I'm gonna go to my Roman Catholic, because she was Polish and Roman Catholic, Archdiocese of Lviv. The 3 dots, find P-E-L-A-W-A. Oh, and there's nothing. Well, okay, then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get out of there and I'm gonna go and look manually. If you don't find it when you're doing your find, go manually. Oh, if I come here, PE, no, there's no Pelava, there's no Pelava. But what happens is when I go a little lower, look what I just found. Pilava. So I'm assuming it's a typo, and often they made mistakes in documents like this. So I'm gonna go with Pilava, P-I-L-A-W-A. And I'm gonna scroll down. I want the year 1897. So 1820, 1824, no. 1829, 1897. So let's try with this one. And you see, Parish Buchach. Now this is what I was saying. Some of them are you just to scroll down. In this case, so I gotta use the arrows. It's a pain in the butt, but hey, the microfilms are there. That's the important part. So since 1897 was somewhere in the middle of the microfilm, more or less, well, I'm gonna go somewhere about the middle. So let's say I'm gonna go about the page 8, for example. Then I just click on one to see if there's the year written. You see, and in this case there's nothing written, so I just click on the page, it takes me out, and I'm gonna click on another page, no year. I'll click on it, it gets me out. I'm gonna go to the next page of pictures, scans. Oh, 1897. Okay, so at least now I know I'm in the right year. So I'm gonna get out of this. Again, to get out, you just click on the picture and it brings you out. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zoom in. To zoom in, I'm using my 2 fingers on my touchpad on my laptop. Or what you could do is you could come here and you could use this. I prefer not to, it's just quicker for me with my touchpad. But I'm gonna zoom in and I'm gonna look for something like Pilava that's similar. This, no. Oh, this looks, oh, this might be it. I'm not sure. I'm gonna click and there you go. Pilava. Now, maybe not in all documents will you be lucky to have the name of the villages written nicely. Sometimes they're much smaller and only on the top of the page. But hey, it's there. And what do we have here? Angela. Aniela. Pichulska. It's her. So now, get out of here. And now what I'm gonna do is, if you guys want, I'm gonna give you a little practice example. See the second person here, her stepdaughter? I've searched her in the past, I know she's there. So you could take a few minutes and you could put me on pause and try to find her. It's in the exact same place, I'm telling you right now, here in the Archdiocese of Lviv. If you want the practice for just for the fun of it, go ahead. If not, we'll just stick around and I'm gonna find it with you guys. So I'm gonna come here. I'm in my Archdiocese of Lviv. Inventory. Oops, nope, not inventory. My mistake. I'm gonna go to find. And I believe it was Wierzbiatyn. So Wierzbiatyn. Enter. And the year that I want, stepdaughter, 18 years old, 1927, that would make her born in 1909. So I want to find Wierzbiatyn, 1909. Nope. $1784, no. 1909. Where are you? 1900 to 1905, we're close. 1906 to 1915. Gallery of scans. Oh, and you see this one's even nicer because the pictures are colored and you could just scroll down. So 1909, I'm gonna pick one arbitrarily. 1908, hey, I'm close. When you come out of a group of pictures, you'll notice you see this line here, the black line around the picture. It's kind of a highlight. Well, what happens is the last picture you were in comes to the top of the page and has like this small black highlight. So since that's 1908, well, what I'm gonna do is I see from far this is birth records, then I see marriage records, death records. So the next birth records, I'm assuming this is 1909. That's it. Okay. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zoom in. Now this is what I was telling you before. Not all cases could you see the number, or not the numbers, the names of the villages. So in this case, now I'm looking, I can't make out the village names. So another thing I could go with, another clue, is usually they'll put all the records in alphabetical order. So basically the villages, in this case, Wierzbiatyn starts with W, so it's at the end of the alphabet. So I'm gonna go usually to the last or second to last page, and I click on that. Oh, there you go, Wierzbiatyn. And now, oh, there you go, Stanisława Wróblewska. We got her. Well, I hope this video was useful. Again, if you have any questions, or just to let me know who and where you're researching, please do leave a comment below. Please do subscribe, don't forget the notifications bell, like the video, and share it with others who are searching this area like we do. Thank you again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.